Get specific, God. I know you don't like to do that.
Gather round and listen to a tale of brave souls, big and small, where they go on adventures, where they may trip but never fall. Trials, triumphs, and doing their best. Join us, friends, on a stumble quest.
Last time on Stumble Quest. After appearing in the desert, the team makes camp and licks their wounds while catching Larian up on their exploits and trying to help the little guy through his impending panic attack when they realize they might have just iced a demigod.
Knack's not arguing with anybody.
That's true.
No, but I mean, you're part of the conversation. I am most certainly not even near. Just sitting away.
I like that all this is happening around your little campfire and stuff.
A skeleton?
Or not a campfire. Why the fuck would you need a fire?
Yeah.
It's around our AC skeleton. He's just sort of
Yeah.
sitting there cross-legged. We're just talking around him.
Yeah.
Larian seems weirdly okay with there just being a skeleton around.
Larian's still trying to process everything else that you guys have gone through.
That the reason
This
is
is
that
true,
he's
this is
already...
true.
He's freaked out by the skeleton, but he's not more freaked out by the skeleton than anything else that's
At
happened.
least the skeleton
This is
isn't
fair.
trying to hug him or
The
anything.
skeleton. He's seen a skeleton before.
Yeah, exactly. So he's like, okay, I at least know what that is.
Yeah, I know what that is. I know what you are. I don't love it, but like,
Not a huge
Bleh.
fan. But well,
here we are.
While you guys are having your intense conversation, he's focused on the thing, and eventually he just like stabs it in the ground and he's like, guys,
Knack looks up.
Yo.
someone's watching us.
Oh.
I'd like to listen with my special ears
okay.
as I mark down spell.
When Scarlet says that and stabs the thing into the ground, Larian just leans back and goes, "Oh, no!"
Shut the fuck up.
Whoa, hey.
that was Nick. That wasn't Art. I rolled a 30. I rolled a 30 on listen.
You hear naught but the wind.
I hate that.
Oswalt just looks up.
I heard real good.
You look up. You see a single hummingbird. No, I'm joking.
That would be weird as fuck.
Hello.
Especially in the desert.
Yeah, it really should not be there.
No.
No.
See a flump. Secretly, it followed you all the way from fucking Novum.
New party member.
I mean, other than listening and looking, there's no other way to like feel.
Do I see anything when I look up?
No.
Damn.
And the feeling of being watched has
Go.
since
It
ceased.
is gone.
It appeared for a moment and then went away just as fast.
Well, that bodes well.
Yeah.
But is it like a feeling like when you're actually physically being watched? You know, because like you can sense when someone has like their eyes on you, or is it like a general feeling of a presence watching? Like is it an instinctual, you know, like someone's looking at me feeling, or is it like a general? I feel like something's watching me.
I mean, the feeling of being watched is generally you have seen or sensed a sign, but you can't put your finger on it. I don't think there's like a psychic ability to sense somebody watching you.
Well, then I have nothing to help with. That's it. It's
Yeah,
gone.
you just kind of
letting you all know.
have an eerie feeling, like eyes upon you.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a predator instinct.
Yeah.
Should we rest? Should we call Withersby?
Art says rest, and Brix just curls up and goes to sleep. She's so fucking tired.
We should we should probably call Withersby because the using the thing makes you sleepy. So we should do it before we
You know
rest.
what? You bring up a very good point. I'll activate the thing.
On speaker.
Okay.
Yeah. It's on speaker. It's on speaker. I mean, it's always on speaker.
Skype sound.
Yeah. Sounds good. It's
What?
He's
what?
asleep.
No, what time zone are we in? Are we like ahead or behind him? Is it the middle of the night for him? Or is it the middle
well,
of
no,
the
it's
afternoon?
getting closer
We're
to nighttime
east.
for you guys. So it's probably earlier in the day for him.
Perfect.
Hello.
That was... You know what? I guess that makes sense.
I can call back later.
We just wanted to report some findings. Is now a good time?
It's always a good time to learn.
I hope you're ready to take some notes.
Actually, hang on. I need to grab a quill and
paper.
Like, and you can hear rustling in the background.
Get
He's
ready.
getting gradually farther away.
I was gonna say you didn't even say hi or let him know who it was, but this isn't just a phone. We're the only people that can communicate over this.
Exactly.
He's not even pleased to hear from us.
He sounds pleased. He sounded
yes,
pleased.
Very good. What have you learned?
All right, keep it brief.
No, don't keep it brief. Give me all of the details.
I think the last time we spoke, we told you we were headed to London.
Yes, very good.
We're here now. We found a lot. Would you like every detail or just the results?
I would like every detail.
Okay, so Art goes through what we have literally just spoken about of we went and found the notes of the Wanderer and went to the house, found a diary, started following this legend, and ends to the point where he says, and we don't know what we killed, but we managed to get out of the underground place we were in, and now we have an artifact. Not the same at all, but not dissimilar to the one that we had previously.
Fascinating, my boy. Absolutely fascinating. This is a marvel of science, and a great boon to history.
I'm glad. I'm not sure how, but I'm glad. Has anything been happening in Jonstrom since we've been gone? Any weird things?
Well, actually, before we get on to that, because actually, quite a few things have been happening.
The tax on bananas is higher.
Unbelievable! I need my potassium, and these government bastards are keeping it from me.
Okay. Off the potassium. Back to whatever the fuck he was going to tell us.
Well, you recall those ruins you found near Coombe? We've had several teams going in and examining those and finding all sorts of nooks and crannies about and records and all those sorts of things. It seems, based on your description of this strange artifact in conjunction with the previous artifact that you found. By the way, I find it fascinating that someone from this ancient civilization found their way all the way over there. My goodness gracious. And they were still alive. I apologize. I'm very excited.
Not alive anymore, though. Cannot. Self-defense. Cannot be clearer.
Quite a shame. Very, very sad.
No, the fuck.
No, this guy. He is a researcher through and through. Gives no fucks.
Yes. Go ahead. So sad. It seems as though this quote-unquote conduit of which you speak is an object.
Yes.
It appears as though those artifacts you found are pieces of it. For whatever reason, it seems they felt the need to take it apart. The records are sparing. There's been lots of water damage and degradation of all kinds. This conduit is mentioned quite a few times. There's also talks of some ancient war of some sort. Presumably that's what led to them disappearing. We're still in the middle of going through all of that and piecing it together. It's like solving a jigsaw puzzle. It's marvelous fun. Perhaps you could help again next time you're back in town.
Perhaps.
My favorite adventurers.
Art pointedly does not look at Will and says, "Is there anything about a star killer? Is that what it was called?"
Star killer? That from an old Human Kingdom story, I believe. It was also called the Monarch. I believe there was something about monsters and wars between human tribes. And eventually, whoever made this sword, ended up saving them from the monsters and uniting all these tribes and becoming the first human king. And then, generations later, the reigning monarch disappeared with the sword, headed out west. Or at least I believe it's a sword. They refer to it as a few things, honestly. Primarily a sword, though. But no, I don't believe that's related. It could be. You know what this rewards more? Investigation, as a matter of fact. Very good, very good.
Did anyone mention that it might be a shield?
Knack says, raising a claw.
The opposite of a sword.
Are you perhaps building an armory, my friends?
No, just trying to figure out. We'd also come to the conclusion that these are pieces of a larger thing. Just trying to piece things together ourselves as well.
Excellent. Well, your contribution has been invaluable. I'll need to pore over these notes in conjunction with everything else I've found and learned while you've been gone. Perhaps soon we can get to the bottom of this together, my friends.
Yes, and perhaps also when we come back, we need to discuss payment. I think we've all had this go on a lot longer than we thought it would.
Oh, you will be rewarded handsomely, my friends.
Get that bag.
You have done exemplary work. Exemplary, I say. Oh yes, and you asked what's going on in Jonstrom and then just over here in general. There's some nonsense about the buffoons up north starting to get aggressive over some things or creatures appearing who I don't bother with that sort of nonsense.
No, I think if you'll remember, our next stop was up north.
Yeah.
I think we would like some details, if you have them.
Really quick, I just want to say, as soon as he's done describing the stuff that's going on up north, just in the background, you hear Oswalt go, "Ah!"
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yes, quite right. That I slipped my mind for a moment. I apologize. Well, as I say, I don't involve myself much in the political aspect of things, but it appears as if the folks of Debera are blaming Castell for the appearance of some monsters.
What kind of monsters?
Based on what I've heard, they sound similar to what you seem to have encountered way back in Tremora.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
The void creatures.
Yes.
Yeah, totally
There's
unimportant.
more of them.
So they long story short, it and while I don't really fear a full war breaking out, that seems to be the concern.
One of those monsters was nearly enough to level an entire town and mining complex. How many of these things are we talking?
That's a good question. At last estimate, I heard something about maybe a dozen.
Oh, come on.
Oh, whatever it is, it's getting worse, huh?
Yep. And your researchers around Coombe, nothing strange has happened with any of them. Have any of them tried interacting with the artifact? Did we tell you what happened when we interacted with that artifact?
He must know.
In the ruins we were actually sent to find.
Yeah.
Initially.
He must know.
You mean that very strange yellow ball in that wide open room with the steel tendrils everywhere?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Nothing in particular, no.
Has anyone tried to touch it?
Oh, yes, several times. Me included.
Nothing happened.
Should something have? Have I been doing it wrong?
I mean, I wouldn't recommend it. But Art looks up at the group like, do we tell him? Or do we leave this one out?
If there is more to know about this mysterious ball, I must know, Artorious.
Yeah,
I must. After all, the march for knowledge never ceases.
When we touched it, we were transported to a field. which in and of itself doesn't seem that remarkable. But there was what sounds like a massive ripple of energy. And we arrived in the field, if I'm not mistaken, about 2 weeks later.
Fascinating. Interesting.
You can hear him feverishly scribbling down notes.
Well, and while I have to admit, I find it a little disappointing that I have not experienced anything out of the ordinary. I can say it appears that whatever you did to activate that effect seems to have been the entirety of its effect. Whatever that was, it is no longer present here.
That's when we got the orb that Oswalt's been carrying. Maybe that's why it's not happening again. It's because he has the...
No, the orb you've been carrying, is that not the one from the puzzle box?
Yeah.
That is...
we weren't able to take that one because you went to touch it and we just got teleported away.
Right.
Oh, I thought he did.
No,
take that
did open the puzzle box, though, if I remember correctly, or it had something to do with that.
Mm-hmm. You had been slowly solving it, and then when you woke up again, it was finished.
So it might not be working because I had, you need one of the things.
You have the other piece. Yeah.
Oh, very interesting. Very good.
Okay, I think that's everything.
Please do not hesitate to call me again with more of your discoveries.
Well, hold on a second. Do we need to come see you first, or do we just head up north?
By all means, if you wish to come and check in with me and receive your reward, then please do so.
That'd be good, probably.
I mean, it would be good, but also we never really seem to have time for much of anything. Thank you, Withersby.
But of course, thank you.
We'll be sure to check in when we can and have more information and aren't clock the entire time.
Very good. Very good. Well, I wish you a glorious day, my friends. Yes?
I that's not me in character speaking up, but as this is going on, and I didn't want to interrupt the flow of the conversation, after hearing Will say that there was someone watching, Knack silently, as the conversation is going on, takes Honey and leads him around and into the surrounding area and begins to try to see if Honey can find a scent.
Do we sniff?
Okay. He's doing a sniff.
Knack is patrolling.
Sounds good.
Okay, that's it. Bye-bye. See you later.
Art signs off of the call and kind of looks at everyone.
Brix wakes up and is rubbing her little eyes and is just like,
What did I hear about getting paid?
Maybe we'll get. Maybe
she goes back to sleep.
Well,
just as a reminder, Art is exhausted now.
Yeah, no, he's just gonna lie down and be like, someone else can take first watch. I mean, he's gonna meditate, but in more of a sleeping pose than usual. Because I think he would also like to talk to God tonight. Not maybe for anything in particular, but a lot's going on. He just wants to check in. So we can address that later.
Okay.
When Art says somebody else can take first watch, Oswalt was kind of rubbing his forehead after hearing all the stuff on the call with his right hand and just goes, yeah, I'll take first watch. And I'll say you notice when he moves his hand away from his face where he was touching his head, there's black stuff left on his head.
Like soot?
Ew.
Some kind of black mark from his hand.
Yo, why the fuck you so gross though?
Is that in character?
No.
Well, yeah, that's Illyrian.
Although I guess it could
Larian.
be.
What the fuck is so nasty for?
Dude, what the fuck? Why are you so gross? What's wrong with you?
Is that actually Illyrian?
Cool.
I need to know.
Don't call him.
I kind of want it to be, but
Would he do that though?
No.
It seems too
I don't think
aggressive
so. Yeah.
for him. Oswald, there's something on your face.
Oswalt wipes his face with his left hand and looks at his left hand and goes, "Oh, gross." And then looks at his right hand and goes, "Oh, gross."
What happened?
I got burned real bad.
Okay, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That explains it.
So peeps are sneeping.
Doing a big sneep.
Well,
yeah.
I guess
Knack is on patrol.
Yeah, Knack's on patrol.
Will is
Oswalt is also
definitely
on
not asleep,
patrol.
and neither is Oswald, so.
Yeah, I mean, Oswald's keeping watch. He's not on patrol.
Yeah.
It was Larian and Art and Brix.
Yeah.
The animals.
Oh, I mean, Larian is... No, he doesn't sleep either.
Sure.
We're
He
meditating.
meditates, though,
I mean,
yeah.
if he needs to meditate, yeah.
What? I'm fucking meditating, dude.
Yeah.
Alright. You wanted to talk to God?
I mean, I just wanted to check in. A lot of shit's happened, you know?
Yeah, God.
So I think he, just while he's, you know, in his meditative state, would just I don't know, just have a chat, have some guidance.
Hey,
I don't know what to do.
Hey, girl.
I never know what to do.
Hey, bitch.
We have so much information and we don't know why.
Well, kick us off. Say hello to God.
Hey, you up?
Fuck.
Just a little joke for you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how you say. What a dummy. I don't know how you say hi to God.
Maybe a prayer.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Like
Hear my prayer, please.
Please.
he tries to forge this connection, I guess, and just say, "Hello. I was wondering if I could seek some guidance."
You definitely do feel the comforting presence. The connection is established. What do you seek? What do you seek guidance with?
I'm not entirely sure, but you probably are aware of what's happened. Do you know where we are? Is that something you can, or could I ask you to point us in the direction? And now I'm wondering if I just say, can you point us in the direction of the Church of the One God? Because I don't really want to leave without doing that. It's kind of the reason why we came here first, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
I think he will say that. Is there any way you can point us in a direction, perhaps in the direction of the Church of the One God?
I will always guide you, my son. This church of which you speak is not a single location I can point you to. However, and this may not be comforting exactly, they are closer than you think.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy, Oswalt. Death magic. For life, motherfucker.
Hey, what's up?
Dead magic.
Closer than I think. How?
God is in the sky. Like, you literally walk around with two people who summon the dead, and you're asking me how.
No, listen.
It's so funny. I love it. I love the image.
I'm gonna be real honest with you. I'm starting to think that maybe the book that Oswalt learned necromancy from is like,
it's not so good.
Well, no, specifically, it might have links to the Church of the One God, quote unquote.
I mean, yeah, how would he know, right?
He wouldn't know shit
it's
about
a book of the dead. So...
Yeah, Oswalt knows a thing or two about magic. He knows nothing about religion, which I think I've made as clear as possible.
Abundantly clear, yeah. Closer how is the question that he's asking.
Get specific, God. I know you don't like to do that.
I don't have many questions for you today, God. So please answer these little ones I do have.
As I say, the church is not a place I can point you to. It is not so much a place as just a group. It's closer than you think, in that you may have unexpected connections to it. As well, this group, in part, is nearby.
And part of my own group, or a separate set of travelers?
My vision of the church is obscured, for it is in the realm of another god.
All right.
Figures. No, that's fine. That's to be expected. The location, then, that I thought I was referring to, the cult, I guess? Is that a more easily pinpointed group of people?
Is the cult not just the same group?
Well, that's what I mean. Is it the same group? So, like, are we that close? Is the idea?
The cult and the church are one and the same, my child.
Okay. And you can't like a cardinal direction or anything to the location of these people. Like, am I just kind of guessing?
Upon your travels, I will help guide your way.
Okay. That is... Thank you. That is all I can ask.
But of course, I am with you always. Whatever path you choose.
Except when I'm not.
Except for when I don't feel like helping you. Sorry.
That's fair. I mean, honestly, you're already doing a better job than...
Dick knows.
Yeah.
Dick knows.
You know.
The Church of the Dick knows.
No! Did we... I don't know if this is something you could answer. Did we kill the Wanderer or whatever was left of him?
The figure you encountered is most assuredly not of your world any longer.
That I could say for certain. Thank you.
Of course.
It was like, that wasn't even my question. Well, good night, anyways.
See ya.
No, it was my question. It was my question. That was a hell yeah, buddy. But like, there was nothing you could do about that.
Yeah, man, he's dead. I'm sorry.
It's like, even if it was, what were you gonna do about it? Come on.
Even if he was alive, he's now fucking just buried under rubble.
So if I just take my 4-hour meditation, am I still gonna be tired from using that stupid little stone?
You would be tired, but I don't think enough to have any penalties.
No, exhaustion or anything?
You'd be rested enough to at least recover from that.
Okay. So I think at that point, Art might kind of get up, having taken my long rest. Basically take over watch, but not that we need to take over watch because we have party members that literally do not sleep. He wants to read the book again. He wants to read Oswalt's fucking book again.
Okay.
Didn't Brix give it back to him, though?
Yeah,
Way back when?
Mm-hmm. You have it again. So I think he might sit down with Oswalt, who is still fucking pissed at.
Oh, yeah.
Still killed a bunch of fucking guys.
Forget about that note we left off.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, we all didn't.
Not forgetting about that. And just say, Oswalt, I need to read more of that book. And that's exactly how he phrases it.
Oswald shakes his head, reaches into his big coat, in his little secret pouch, pulls it out, and just kind of holds it up.
Art takes it uneasily, and he's like, I really thought there was going to be more resistance to this.
So as you take the book from his hand and say that, he just goes, oh, well, listen, there's a bunch of reasons why I keep this book away from people. One is because I don't want anybody else have the necromancy thing get their hooks in them. I don't got to worry about that with you. I don't want it to fall into the wrong hands, and I don't have to worry about that with you. And a specific reason why I didn't want you to read it is because I didn't want you to hate me, and we're already past that, so have another go. He holds the book out, says that, and as you go to reach for it, he kind of pulls it away for a second and goes, so are you going to say what's on your mind, or are we just going to quietly seethe at each other for the foreseeable future?
You didn't have to kill those guards.
What?
That was...
Which ones specifically? The ones that ambushed us in the city and tried to kill us? Or are you referring to the one in the prison whose face I melted? Which, by the way, I chose him specifically because while you were in the other side of the prison, he was stabbing and lighting Knack on fire for no reason. So I understand that you value life, but he tortured my friend. I'm not sorry. The other guy, listen, it was a big fight. They were throwing bombs at us and making us not use magic, and I just hit him as hard as I could with the skeleton, and damn, those troll skeletons are pretty strong. So, you're right. I didn't have to kill those guys, but, they weren't showing us the same mercy, and he, flicks part of his fucked up hand off.
Ew, what the fuck?
He hasn't looked at Art the whole time he's saying this, and he goes, also, let's remember here, I'm not the only one who killed somebody during those fights. You may not have, but other members of the group did. So what I want to know is, why is it a problem when I do it? Why is it a problem when I defend myself from people who would happily burn me alive?
I didn't have such a problem until you went out of your way to murder someone, Oswalt. The fights happened, and they weren't giving us any quarter. I can't fault any of you for defending yourselves as much as I would like to. But the prison guard, no matter what he did, no matter how unforgivable, you're not the judge, trial, and jury of what happens to people, Oswalt, and you can't treat yourself as if you are. Just because we travel, just because you haven't been in society, doesn't mean that you're above it, and it doesn't mean that you get to decide who lives and dies. That's why I'm upset.
Fair enough. But let's get something clear. I never said anything about being above it. I killed that guy because he hurt my friend, and I thought he deserved it. It has nothing to do with me being better. It has nothing to do with me being some kind of righteous judge. I hurt him because he hurt my friend. And then he hands you the book. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry for still not being sorry. He was a bad person in my eyes. I did what had to be done. I really don't think the world is going to mourn a torturer.
Art nods. And he's not going to say it, but I think this comforts him less. This idea... Yeah, Art will remember that, exactly. This idea that Oswald's basically like, he hurt my friend, so he had to die. Art's like, that's not okay. Like, that's not
hero behavior.
But that's the thing, like,
that's not okay.
I mean, you know this, but his viewpoint is, it's not like it was a breakup. He's not going to kill everybody that says something mean to their friends, but...
No. But, and it was an extreme situation, obviously.
You don't like the fact that he's using violence to solve problems.
Yeah.
Or I suppose that we've talked about this and it hasn't, we are all still not seeing eye to eye.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you simply have different morals.
Art is just very, he's very generally not okay with killing people, but like, especially the people from Mondon, he knows their shits and he knows it's corrupt, but he doesn't think everyone in there needs to die. You know, he hates his dad. He didn't try and kill him.
True.
So that's kind of where he's at.
I think also part of this is just some of Oswalt's naivete is being chipped away at, right? A lot has happened since this stuff has started. And, you know, whereas when he killed that dwarf, he was like, oh, shit, oh, fuck, oh. And so to go from that to be like, yep, I
killed this man because I wanted him to die. Art's like, oh, that doesn't make me feel better.
I would even say worse.
Yeah. Like, Art kind of feeling like maybe this is the last vestiges of, like, he doesn't understand or, like, anything like that. Like, any illusion of that is shattered. Like, he realizes that was a deliberate and purposeful move. And that's the thing that is terrifying to him.
So I guess after that, he holds the book back out and says, it's just like, leave it near my bunk or whatever, or bunk, leave it near my sleeping bag when you're done with it. And I know we're never going to see eye to eye on what happened in the prison, but I'm not some mustache twirling bad guy that's going to run around hurting people, extenuating circumstances and whatnot. And I'm sorry I'm not the innocent young guy that you met. And then he kind of counts on his hand. How many months has it been? Feels like it's been like 3 years. I don't know. Anyway, I'm sorry to disappoint you. And then he walks off and goes to his little area and sleeps.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you were disappointed.
No, he said, I'm sorry I disappointed you.
I know.
Like, he still gives a shit about what Art thinks of him, but he's also not going to be all like, oh, I better do what my friend is like. He's his own guy. He can make his own bad decisions all on his own.
He's his own whole ass man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's his own old ass scrawny man.
Very good.
See, I don't know how much Art'll get through in like the 4 hours before, or it maybe a bit longer, like maybe like 6 hours if like Oswalt actually has to sleep.
I'd imagine you'd be able to get through it. You've read it before, and you're also a giant nerd that can speed read books. So.
Yeah. So yeah, he's gonna look over it, and from 2 angles this time, look over it in relationship to how it talks about the god of death, how it talks about where it gets its power, because why wouldn't something like necromancy be tied to the god of death? And seeing what happened to Oswalt in like a 2-part thing where like part of his hand, I think, just came off and also rubbed off on his face earlier. He's keeping that in mind as he's reading through the text.
As I believe we've said before, the contents of the book are all very benign.
Mm-hmm.
It really doesn't seem like it's in favor of or opposed to really anything. It seems very clinical and factual. It's just like, this is this.
It's a textbook.
This. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're reading it, nothing in it really even strikes you as being like necromancy, really. It's just like...
It doesn't come off sinister.
Okay. It's just very normal. And even stuff that talks about the body, it doesn't really expressly say anything about it changing or doing anything like that. Or
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like perhaps when Oswalt reads it, at this point he might see it differently.
Okay.
I was starting to think of that as well, as like, because Art's immune to the magic in the book, he may not be able to read between the lines, as it were.
Yeah, and also, to be fair, Oswalt hasn't read it again in a while, so... But he will if you ask him.
Sick.
On this read-through, could I maybe say that, like, Art knows, in theory, how magics work. He tried a lot of different ways to learn magics.
Mm-hmm.
And this book just doesn't feel magical to him.
No, this doesn't feel like the normal magic tomes that Art would have been reading in when he was growing up.
Yeah.
Because those would have been like very instructional. This is how you do this spell, and this spell is drawing power from whatever. If you need material components, these are those. Very much like that. This really doesn't feel anything like that.
Would I be able to maybe insight into this a little bit and say, like, Art is having doubts that the book he reads is the book that Oswalt sees when he looks at it?
Oh, shit.
Or that if someone else were to read it, that, like, it only really kind of presents itself to the people that it can
like it's showing you
corrupt
like it's,
or like get
because
into.
It knows you're all holy and shit. It's all like, nah, dog, I ain't letting you see my...
Well, it's literally like Art is immune to learning magic. Like he can't do it.
The book is like,
Out of
I am
character.
science.
Yeah.
Science.
I think this is just very literal. Like, this is why Oswalt is the way he is. Being the kind of necromancer he is because the book is not like a typical magical textbook. Like, he has the abilities, but none of the, I guess, none of the discipline or none of the knowledge of the, like, of what's happening behind the scenes with it. He's summoning skeletons, but he's not, like, evil.
But I also feel like there may legitimately be text between the lines.
Okay, yeah.
Like literally?
Possible.
Like literally, like, as you're reading it, if you are able to, like, start understanding and performing this magic, that maybe more of the book presents itself to you.
Mm-hmm.
Because looking at it from a purely academic view at this point, Art is, like, searching for specific information and, like, not trying to be secretive about it. And just the fact that looking at it, and it just does not feel like magic. I've read magical textbooks before. I've read, like, and even studied, you know, very instructional magical textbooks before, and it just doesn't feel like magic to him, is kind of the vibe almost that I'm getting at this point. So the fact that Oswalt does magic at all with this as his course of instruction feels strange.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily that it's just necromancy or whatever. Would that be a conclusion that I mean, it's a conclusion that I, the player, have come to Is that a reasonable conclusion in universe?
Yeah, I think so. Like, Art is reading it and not seeing anything.
Yeah.
At all.
Like nothing.
Having read multiple magic textbooks throughout his life.
Mm-hmm.
And Oswalt reads it and learns magic just fine. So
yeah, and
Yeah.
it to Art, if he gave this exact book to anyone, they wouldn't be able to do the magic in it.
Mhm.
So how did he end up with magic? It does explain, why he is the way he is, because it's a very, matter of fact presentation of it. But
Mhm.
beyond that, there's something suspicious about this book. It's what Art's coming down to. He's like, don't know about this. Don't know about this book.
Mhm.
And what do we heal over a long rest? I always forget.
In the past, when you guys have gone to inns and stuff, we've just had full heals, but since you're not there...
No. But we are able to actually rest, not like in
Yeah.
the prison where like we couldn't really rest up.
You recover 1 hit point per character level.
Not very many, but better than nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're still in a bad way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Art's about 9 hit points off of his max now, so.
That's not too bad.
Question. Because we fought a big boss man, do we get to level up again?
We just leveled up, though.
We just leveled.
But we should get some XP.
But we were halfway to the next level. Jeph made that clear.
I was tempted to say that, yes, you do.
You know you want us to
Yeah,
be
come on,
leveled.
Jeff.
You know.
I kind of do, actually.
We sent
You know what? I
To
think...
be fair, when you really think about it, we didn't get XP for maybe like 6 sessions.
Yeah.
Like basically the entirety of when we got off the boat till like before we fought the boss. So
You know what? You guys can have a level as a treat.
Yay. I didn't even have to offer you nudes, which I was about to.
Oh, what a sweeten the deal, though.
I was thinking about that, actually. When you guys beat the boss, I was like...
The nudes.
I was thinking about the nudes.
I was thinking about the nudes. I was like, maybe I can extort Adam for some nudes? But then I decided against it. It just didn't feel right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah. Sweet. No take backsies.
One ability that somebody will have.
Somebody?
Whee! Yep. I assume you guys are waking up, like, at night to travel at night again?
sure.
Yeah, I mean, we can still hit that, like, early morning time, because we set up, like, literally as the sun was going down, so.
Yeah.
Did Knack on his patrol catch a scent? Or did Honey catch a scent?
At one point, Honey found a bug. A
Cool.
little dung beetle.
Cool. Wow. Cool.
Fruitful.
Looks at Dung Beetle.
And he smacked it, and it went flying miles over the horizon.
Well, okay. Well, all right.
Thank you, honey.
For a second, Knack's like, new Frogert? And then he smacked him over the horizon. He's just like, well, okay. Decision made for me. All right. No.
Yeah.
Fuck.
At some point, Will is going to be tinkering with this thing because it is a magic amplifier.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's gonna like put it in his arm again, and I mean, I'm guessing it amplifies magic outward. I think like probably he's gonna cast a spell and it like gets stronger or something.
Correct.
Right? Okay. Like, is there a way to figure out if this thing works in reverse? Like, if you use it wrong or backwards, will it like supercharge and kill you or something like that? Do you know what I mean?
Well, first of all, what are you casting? What are you doing? And
I'm just gonna say like Eldritch Blast, but you know what I mean, right? Like, is there a way that this thing works the other way around? Like
if you use it wrong,
can it amplify it inwards? Yeah, and like I guess you explode or die or something like that.
Well, since you're using it, can I please get you to roll a fortitude save?
Sure. I was mostly asking as in like, can you figure that out by using it? But
I mean, maybe, but it would take trial and error.
Well, it's 20, but dirty.
Firing your Eldritch Blast off into the dunes, you do feel an intense recoil from it. It doesn't harm you, but you do get the sense that if you do something wrong with it, it could just fucking kill you.
Oh my god.
You don't know whether or not you could do anything inward. Also, your Eldritch Blast, when you did it just now, instead of it just being the regular couple of blasts that you fire off, it became just a laser that went straight out.
Yeah. So, like, it could potentially be used that way, but, like, what? There's no way to figure out how to do it intentionally. Like you would have to accidentally use it wrong and then something like gets cast back at you.
Yeah, it could just like
explode?
misfire the spell and something could happen. You don't really know exactly.
Okay, cool.
You don't get the sense that it's designed to do anything like that. It's
No,
definitely
I can't.
supposed to just amplify out. But yeah, laser,
What? Fine.
Eldritch beam.
I took it off.
You don't like it? You don't like your laser beam?
No.
Okay,
I stick it in the ground and I sit down, frustrated.
that's fucked up.
You all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sits with legs out.
To illustrate some new abilities that people have, Art, as you're going up to Scarlet, saying, "Y'all right?" You notice that you can't see your left hand.
He like looks over, like as he's gonna like reach out to like try and touch Scarlet's shoulder and just like stop and realize he like can't see his hand in his peripheral and be like,
Has he disappeared completely?
More or less.
Where the fuck are you?
No, just his hand.
Okay, that's why I asked.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I thought you.
yeah, like completely.
I was like, hello.
It's like,
If he goes to like touch Scarlet, can he like make contact?
Yeah,
Or does
yeah,
he just
yeah.
kind of face? Okay, yeah. So you feel like this little like nudge on your shoulder, but like you don't see anything.
What happened to your hand?
I don't know. I mean, it's there. I can feel it. He like pushes you again.
Oh yeah.
after a moment, your hand becomes visible again.
Oh.
It's like, oh, there it is.
That's new. That's a new thing.
What did you do? Something happened to you.
I don't know what I did. Well,
it was God.
Just you
Yeah.
God to disappear? Are you
I
you
didn't
feeling
disappear. Yeah, I'm
He's slowly taking you away.
Yeah, he's like, I wish I wasn't
They're-
born, and now he's disappearing.
They're just
Yeah.
slowly taking parts of Art away into heaven.
I hope not.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I mean, I talked to my god last night, but I don't really think that has much to do with this. Not that conversation, at least. It was not about this at all. I mean, I'm sure I feel fine. I'm sure that's fine.
You also notice nearby a figure is shambling about. A strange, thin figure with what looks to be a light atop its head.
Hello?
Wait, what? Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
He shambles forward towards you and waves.
Art
Wait
goes
a
to like
minute.
pull out a halberd.
You realize, after a brief moment, that this strange figure is Wick.
It's quick.
Well, hello, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out on this episode of Stumble Quest. Our theme song, as always, is Struttin by Louie Zong, and other music by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com. This is a bi-monthly podcast. You know the drill. We will see you in 2 weeks on December 21st. Still a Wednesday. Who'd have thought? If that's just a bit too long for you to wait, we have information about the show, cast, and characters at our website, StumbleQuest.com. You can find us at StumbleQuest on Twitter, additionally. But if you're feeling like a little more sociable, please feel free to join our show Discord. And let me tell you, it's so easy to find the link. It's right down in this description. 5-star rating and reviews help the show so much. They get that algorithm juice going. But word of mouth is also extremely helpful. I know most of the shows I listen to is because a dear friend has told me they really liked it. So one more place you can find us is patreon.com/StumbleQuest. One of our tiers gains you an entry into a play-by-post game run by Rosemary. It is exclusive to patrons. It's a little bit of a mystery. You can rank among these very special patrons that I would like to say thank you to right now. Thank you so much to Andy Animates, Eldritch Pixel, Elfheim, John Bridaham, Illican, Lemon Wiki, Mad Hatter Plush Artist, Mr. Peacher, Mike Provenzano, Shaz Hands, Striker, the Tommynator, Will the Smoshy, and Zolt. This episode has been edited by me, Allie. You can find me at YouSeeTheHat on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, wherever folks can be found. And stay tuned, because next time, I think the gang might find out that Wick sold the ship to a trader for some really choice magic beans.